Lena, a young French woman passionate about photography and cultural exploration, stumbled upon Alex, a successful American businessman, through social media. Their connection began innocently, with Lena leaving a comment under one of his photos featuring a sunset over a rooftop in Bangkok. He replied with a witty remark, and from there, a conversation blossomed. What started as casual exchanges quickly turned into daily chats, then long late-night video calls. Lena, often curled up by the window with a cup of tea, would talk to Alex for hours about art, travel, and the dreams she'd never dared to say out loud. Alex listened intently, always knowing the right thing to say. He spoke with a soft, steady voice that made her feel understood, even from thousands of miles away.
"You have the soul of an artist,"
Alex once told her, his voice warm through the screen.
You really think so?
She asked, blushing.
"I don't think so, Lena. I know so. You deserve to see the world with someone who truly sees you."
He sent her small gifts, a vintage camera lens, a notebook filled with quotes about travel. Even a delicate scarf, he said, reminded him of her. Lena's heart slowly opened. She began telling her friends about him, referring to Alex as someone special, the kind of person who just got her. Each day, she felt more certain. Maybe this was what love was supposed to feel like. But behind the glowing screen, far from Lena's world of art and dreams, Alex leaned back in his leather chair, a sly smile curling at the corners of his lips. To him, the game had just begun. He had found his next target, and she was already falling right into his hands.
One day, Alex invited Lena to travel to Cambodia, promising a wonderful vacation. When they arrived at Phnom Penh Airport, Lena hurried into a taxi that was parked nearby. But as soon as the taxi sped off, Lena suddenly realized she was being kidnapped. She saw Alex standing still, his eyes wide, surprised and confused as the taxi zoomed past. She tried to call him, but the signal was cut off. Fear began to spread in Lena's heart as she realized she was in an unfamiliar place. At the camp, Lena was stripped of all her personal belongings, from clothes to identity. She was handcuffed and shaved bald. She was given a number and a uniform. A cold, indifferent manager said,
"You're not Lena anymore. You're number 47. Your job is to deceive others to survive."
Lena was brainwashed, forced to listen to training sessions on manipulation and deceit every day, while the screams and cries of other victims echoed from neighboring rooms. Lena was forced to learn how to scam people over the phone, pretending to be a bank employee or a police officer, asking victims to transfer money. She successfully pulled off her first scam, tricking an elderly man into transferring money. But when she saw her victim, Lena couldn't bear the guilt and vomited, feeling suffocated inside. Memories of her family and life before haunted her, making her feel more and more alienated from herself.
A week later, Alex appeared at the camp. He mocked her when he saw her bald head, saying with a smirk,
"I got $5,000 to deliver you to these people."
Lena was stunned. Her heart sank as the betrayal settled in. She screamed in rage and rushed toward him, but two guards grabbed her arms and pinned her back. Lena shook her head, trembling. "No, you're the villain here." In response, Alex pulled out a photo of Lena's family and cruelly tossed it to the ground, stepping on it. "It's either you obey, or your family pays the price," he hissed. Lena collapsed to her knees, her hands clenched in fury and helplessness. But she didn't give in. That moment didn't break her, it lit a fire inside her.
That night, Lena pretended to be weak and was taken to the restroom, where Alex was drunk. She used a sharpened metal spoon to stab him to death while he was unaware.
Lena sneaked out of her cell in the dark, without a sound, only the sound of her rapid breathing blending with the silent night. Her heart pounded in her chest, but she dared not stop, not for a second. Turning around, she saw a middle-aged man with a scarred face, looking at her with a knowing and concerned gaze. "Get in the car," he whispered, pointing to the cargo area behind him. As the truck moved, Lena just sat still, feeling the jolt of every bump. Waves of emotion rushed over her, fear, tension, but also a faint hope that she could escape everything. Lena slowly drifted off to sleep, relaxing after the long chase. Suddenly, the truck came to a sudden stop. Alex, whom she thought was dead, suddenly appeared in front of the truck. Behind him, a group of people stood waiting. Alex ordered the search of the truck, but when the rear doors were opened, Lena was nowhere to be found. It turned out she had cleverly clung to the bottom of the truck. Unable to find anything, Alex still didn't want to let the truck go. He pointed a gun at the driver. The driver shouted, "Hold on tight." He pressed the button to set off a bomb, then drove straight into the group of people in front. The truck raced like lightning, ignoring the gunfire behind. After days of traveling, the truck stopped at the border. Lena and the driver crossed the border easily, where the streets of France were calling them. Lena closed her eyes, smiling for the first time in months. Although she had crossed the border and escaped, the real battle had just begun. At a human rights organization in Paris, Lena sat across from a reporter, the light casting on her face, but her eyes were full of determination. "Killing Alex wasn't because I wanted revenge," she began, her tone steady but filled with emotion. "It was to end this cycle. If I didn't do it, I'd forever be a victim in his game, and more girls would have to go through what I endured." She paused, clenching her hands. "The manipulators don't just exist in brainwashing camps. They are everywhere. In relationships, in work, in decisions we don't even realize. If I didn't fight back, they would continue to push people into darkness." Lena looked straight at the camera, her voice unwavering. "I'm not a victim anymore. I've broken that chain, and I will never go back." She stood up, her eyes full of determination, leaving the room without fear. She had not only escaped Alex, but she had also become the winner, cutting off the haunting ties of her past.